So it's 2023 and you're broke. You're cruising around YouTube right now. You're trying to figure out a way to make some extra cheddar quickly. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a few creative ways that you can get into real estate with virtually little to no money out of your pocket. What's up, clever investors? Sperber here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about a couple of my favorite top tips to getting started in real estate in 2023 when you're broke. Now, this subject actually resonates with me personally because when I first got started, I remember being broke, like negative credit card debt, no money in my bank account, having to borrow money from my parents type of broke. But here I am, and I really wanted to do a deal. So today, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what you could do to jumpstart your real estate business. Now, real quick, if you're new to my YouTube channel, welcome back, or welcome here. I'm really glad that you are checking me out. I have a ton of videos showing you how to make money quickly as a creative real estate investor. Like I said, this changed my life, and I started with nothing. So hopefully I can earn a subscribe from you and have you turn on notifications. That way you're notified whenever I have new content posting. For everybody else, welcome back. All right, listen, not everybody's blessed to have an abundance of money that allows them to just like quickly start buying and selling real estate deals. Back in the day, real estate investing meant buying homes, renovating them, maybe putting tenants in them that would pay you rent over time. Maybe you'd buy an apartment building, rent those out, and just it was kind of boring, right? You would buy it, fix it up a little bit, rent it out, and just wait. In most cases, investors were using, this buy and hold strategy to increase their passive income. It was a tax benefit, there was cash flow benefit, and this was kind of the traditional way people thought about real estate investing. The challenge was it required a significant amount of capital. You had to put 20, 30% down just to get into the deal. Then you had to fix up the place and have operating capital to make sure if the tenant ever moved out, you could still cover all the expenses. It was very capital intensive. So if you're new to real estate and you're starting from ground zero, meaning that you have little to no money to actually invest, are you screwed? Can you actually do this business? Now, there are ways, even if you want to do like the old school way of like doing renovations, buying a property, renovating it and all that stuff, to use other people's money. There's also ways to do like what you see on HGTV where you actually buy a property, fix it up, flip the property for a big payday using other people's money. So this brings me to my first recommendation to becoming a successful real estate investor with little to no money in 2023, which is tip number one, get educated. You're never going to do a deal in real estate, especially in 2023, until you have equipped yourself with the right tools to get deals done. And this is the tool I'm talking about, the 6 inches of real estate between your ears. These tools these skills that you're going to need will reveal themselves as you get out there and start trying to do real estate deals. When you're trying to learn this business and you're educating yourself, you're going to realize very quickly that real estate investing is a very large industry, and there's literally dozens of investing strategies out there. Buying and renovating the traditional way is only one single strategy. There's a lot of other things. There's wholesaling, there's creative finance, there's apartments, there's Airbnbs. I mean, there's a ton of different ways to make money in this business. And there's a ton of ways that you can actually get started in this business with $0 down and go from like $0 to making thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. And the key is to properly educate yourself on the subject that you resonate with the most. Now, like I said, there's a number of different ways that you can go out there and make money in this business. Wholesaling is how I started. It's one of the ways. It's one of the purest forms of little to no money creative real estate. You're not actually even investing in real estate. You're just flipping contracts. You can use creative finance like subject to transactions, wraparound mortgages, seller finance deals. You can bird dog for another investor that's already doing a bunch of deals. This is why I created the Do Deals With Me program, and I have a lot of students out there, thousands of them, that are bringing me deals, and we're partnering it up on the deals, right? And there'll be a link down in the description down below for my Do Deals With Me training, and private do deals with me community. And that's for people who don't have a lot of resources, but they have a lot of time and they're gritty, right? They're hustlers and they're looking to go out there and find deals. For me, they bring the deals to me. We partner up on them. I flip them. And when we cash out, we split the profits 50-50. So that's down there in the description. So there's lots of different ways out there. Now, just understand this. Whatever the strategy is, and by the way, if you have no idea any of the language that I just talked about, I just made my point. You need to get educated. You need to learn this language of creative real estate really, really quickly, because your income is going to be a direct correlation to your skills and capabilities. So whatever you got to do to be able to go and implement these strategies, whether it's watching more videos on YouTube, preferably my channel, listening to podcasts like the Clever Investor Show podcast, reading investing books like the one you can download at www.fliphousesbook.com. Fliphousesbook.com, that's one of my first books I put out there. I've had over 100,000 people download that book. That teaches you wholesaling and explains how it works. Basically what I'm saying is you need to become a voracious self-educator in the subject of creative real estate investing. Okay? You have to do it. You have to, like, even if I got D's in school, I hated school, I love learning about creative real estate because that topic's going to make you money and it's going to change your life. Now, in one of my favorite books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he covers this topic in detail. He specifically talks about how everybody has it wrong in the terms of knowledge and how to learn. He simply says that knowledge isn't power, it's potential power. Meaning that general knowledge means absolutely nothing if it can't be organized and actually put into a plan, like a practical plan to go out there and accumulate wealth. What you really want is to gain specialized knowledge. This is not only the key to success in real estate, but it's ultimately the key to success for wealth and abundance and eventually, hopefully, happiness in your life. So if you're starting from nothing and you're broke, your back's against the wall, you must start here. You must educate yourself. How many books on real estate have you read lately? How many podcasts have you listened to? How many videos have you watched? How many courses have you invested in? Don't be scared to cut a check to go further faster. Don't be scared to get a course, especially from somebody that you can trust. We live in the information age. There's a treasure trove of information out there. What you really want is not just information on real estate or real estate investing. You want a system that you can plug into, because simple systems work because you don't have to think before you take action. It's like a franchise, right? Somebody went out there and figured this all out ahead of you. Here's point A, B, C, D, E, F, and then you end up at Z. If you try to jump around and figure it out on your own, you're winging it, and that's the worst way to go about it. So dedicate time to learning and making sure that you really understand these strategies so you can get out there and implement them. All right, so here's the types of strategies or things you want to learn about. First and foremost, wholesaling. Okay, this is how I got started in real estate. Wholesaling is my favorite gateway to getting going because you need little to no money out of pocket. You don't need a real estate license. You don't need a fancy watch. You don't need barely any resources. If you have time, you have the specialized knowledge, and you're able to, essentially what we're doing in wholesaling is finding distressed properties or distressed homeowners. Not everybody's distressed. You got to learn how to market. You got to learn how to talk to these people. You need to figure out what a deal is from a dud, and you need to know how to put properties under contract. And then once you have them under contract, you can flip that paperwork to a guy like me that has lots of cash that's looking for good deals. You mark it up just a little bit. You flip the contract to me. It's called an assignment. You assign the contract to me. You step out of the deal. I step into the deal, complete the transaction, close it out. And when it closes, you're going to make a wholesaling fee. Normally that's $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 per transaction. Now, last 2 weeks ago, I did a wholesale deal where I made $85,000. Totally not normal, but bigger deals do happen when wholesaling. So what would an extra $85,000 do for you and your family right now? It'd be a game changer for a lot of people. It also fund the rest of your real estate investing where you're actually going to go buy a property and keep it to rent. Another term I want you to look up is called subject to transactions or subject to investing. This is a type of seller financing. Really popular right now, because if you think about what happened from 2020 to 2021, 5.7 trillion homeowners, more than half of all the mortgages out there, were created in those 2-year period. Many people went and got a 3.5% mortgage or less, between 2 to 3.5%. That's like a gold mine out there. Imagine being able to buy a property from somebody where they didn't just sell you the property, but they left that really good mortgage in place. Because right now, if mortgage rates are 7 or 8%, and there's somebody that owns a house with a mortgage of 3%, it'd be much better to buy the house and step into that 3% mortgage and just start making payments on it versus going to a bank, having to qualify, having to fill out all that paperwork, having to put all that money down and try to get a new loan at the worst interest rate out there. That would suck, right? And the cash flow wouldn't even work at that point because it would cost you so much more to even own that house. But if I can buy the house subject to the existing financing staying in place, that's a much better deal. Another thing you should probably look up is tax lien investing. A lot of people like tax lien investing because you could do it from the comfort of your own home. And you're basically buying people's back taxes. Like if I own a house and I stop making my tax payments, eventually there's going to be what's called a tax lien on the property. And there's an auction. You can look these up. And anybody can go and buy these tax liens. You're essentially paying my taxes for me. But then if I don't make up the payments, and you earn interest on that, by the way, but if I don't make up the payments, eventually, and this is different in every state, but eventually you can end up foreclosing on me and owning my house. So if you buy a tax lien for, say, $1,000, 3 years later, you might end up owning a $100,000 house that you only paid $1,000 for. That's because you bought the tax lien, I never made up the payments, you foreclosed on me, and you ended up taking my real estate. So that's tax lien investing. Check that out. And then, like I said, bird dogging. This is essentially finding deals for guys like me. It's a little different than wholesaling because you're just getting paid a quick finder's fee for basically going out there and hunting down good deals for me. You're not doing a whole wholesale transaction. You're just doing the acquisition side of things where you're out there finding deals for more savvy, more experienced investors that have a lot of cash. I don't have time to go find deals. I don't have time to find deals in all the states that I want to do deals in. But maybe you're in some of the Sun Belt states, or you're a good marketer, or you're good online, and you could go out there and hunt down good deals for me in all the states that I want to buy deals in. Man, just check out the Do Deals With Me training down below and maybe make some money bird dogging for me. Now, each one of these strategies has their own blueprints. They have their own method for success. I've talked about a lot of these strategies in my other YouTube videos. I have tons of training at cleverinvestor.com all around these topics. Like I said down below, just read some of the links down in the description. Now, do yourself a favor. Gain specialized knowledge. Put that knowledge into massive action, okay? Don't make excuses. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink. In the beginning, one of the hardest things for new investors is overwhelm, okay? When you're broke, it's scary. But being broke is not an excuse. Having to learn something new is being a little overwhelming is not an excuse. Which brings me to my next tip, which is hustle, hustle, hustle. Hustle doesn't get enough attention because we live in a society that believes that we need instant gratification. Well, if you're looking for some shortcut to success, you're not going to find it in this video, and you're not going to find it in creative real estate. Yes, you can get to a deal really quickly. Like within the next 30 days, you can get paid, but only because you're out there hustling. So when I say hustle, 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 what I'm referring to is the amount of time and effort that you're putting into this business. If you really want to do deals, you got to live that life and that lifestyle that deserves those deals, right? If I'm not obsessed, if I'm not out there just hustling and like dominating all day, every day to just make things happen, because trust me, it's designed to be challenging. There's real estate agents, there's attorneys, there's title people, there's all these other voices and noise in between you and a big fat payday. And whenever there's big paydays, there's going to be challenges. So we want the challenges because it weeds out people who don't have the heart, don't have the grit, and they definitely don't have the hustle. They think that they're going to go to some seminar on a weekend and all of a sudden become a successful real estate investor. What you really need to do is become part of a community of like-minded people that you can get plugged into. What you need to do is subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so that way you're constantly learning from experts that I've taught a lot of people in this industry, well over 80, 90, 100,000 of you. A lot of my students have gone off to be some of the most successful educators that are now my competitors, and I love it, man. I love it. I want to see you so successful that one day I'm watching your videos and learning from you, and you're out there educating a bunch of new people, because that's how this should work, right? We should all lock arms with each other and lift everybody up out of poverty, lift everybody up out of this craziness in the world today where there's this massive gap between rich and poor. We need to help more people. And so the fastest way is to become successful yourself. And in order to do that, you really need to model other successful people. You're going to have to find guys like me that do what you want to do and then ask them good questions. Get involved with what they're doing. So here's what I would do. Take out a pen and paper right now. Write these questions down. That way you can be more successful. Question number one. When you're out networking at a meetup, at a RIA event, a Real Estate Investing Association event, I have an event here. If you're here from Arizona, once a month we do something called the Deal Exchange, where we invite other local investors in. Go to dealexchangemeetup.com. When you're at a meetup and you meet somebody, ask them these three questions. Question number one, how did you get your start in real estate? Learn how they got started. Question number two is, if you could start all over again from the beginning with little resources, what would you do differently? And question number three is, what would you tell somebody that's in my position, that's getting started with limited resources, about getting started in real estate? What do you wish you would have known back then? Now, there's probably a ton of other questions that you could ask, but those are really important because modeling is all about finding people who are actually doing what you want to do, then building a relationship with them, building a rapport, so that way they're enticed to map out the blueprint for you to go and follow. So if you're starting all over again from ground zero, I'd be attending a ton of events, I'd be asking a ton of questions, I'd be mapping out my path to success, and this is what I mean by hustle. It's the art of pursuing your dreams with an intense amount of desire and intention, okay? And that desire and intention is going to eventually turn into massive action, which is eventually going to turn into massive results. So do everything you can in your power to hustle as hard as you can. All right, tip number three, my last tip, is to trust the process. Look, I'm not a psychic. I can't tell you what your future is going to hold, but I do know that you have to trust the process. You're starting at the bottom, okay? You're working your way up. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody's going to roll out a red carpet for you. You got to go out there and work your way up to accomplishing your goals and your dreams. Don't let anything stand in your way for any reason. Keep fighting no matter what. You are 3 feet from gold. Remember that when you're about to quit. Screw other people's opinions. You're going to face rejection. You're going to get denial. If you're a new wholesaler, you're cold calling like a mad person, you're going to face tons of rejection. Trust the process. I failed a gazillion times. You don't know me because of my failures. You know me because I'm a winner. And I'm only a winner because I worked through all those no's and I gained confidence, skills, and capabilities. I built my ability to just keep moving forward. That strength came from the pain, all right? You are just one phone call away from a massive, big payday and a life-changing moment. The more you face rejection head on, the more you're going to be able to overcome those rejections and get out there and become successful. All right, folks, that's all I have for you in today's video. What'd you think about these tips? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. And by the way, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to some of the things that I teach my students. So click the comments down, or the links in the description down below. Take more of my free training. Watch my other videos on wholesaling. Let's do some deals together with my Do Deals With Me program. And let's go out there and actually take action and have a lot of fun. That's all I have for you in this one. Till next time, I'm out of here. Take care, comb your hair. Peace.